Hey guys, so today we are at the Niagara Falls Armoury, built in 1911. It's now a heritage site and it contains the military museum inside, and we are going to go in and check out the museum. Kind of like the museum outside too, look. That's pretty cool. Looks like a castle actually. I think it was built to give the impression of a medieval stronghold. But that's what we're going to be doing. Go inside and look at the military museum. I love old pictures. Oh, that's pretty cool. Something about black and white photos. There we are. So this place is free entry and they run off donations effectively. So give what you can. Use it or lose it, as they say. Armoury, 1911. Let's get inside. And here we go, we're in. Let's go take a look around. Wow. There's some history in this building for sure. Definitely some history here. You can feel it. Wow. Scout badges. Pretty cool. Queenie. War of 1812 stuff. That's a replica even. Can't speak. That is outside of this armoury prior to 1914. So also functioned as the Niagara Falls internment barracks for alien enemies and soldiers under disciplinary action. So there were cells here. This is pretty cool. All the badges there. Wow. Irish Regiment, Perth Regiment, Royal Winnipeg Rifles, Lincoln and Welland. That's awesome. Look at this. cool. This is a reproduction of the uniform of a grenadier. It was worn during the American Revolutionary War, 1775 to 1783. Don't know if you can see that because of the glare, but Battle of Queenston, October 13th, 1812. That's as close to a photograph as you're going to get, really, because it was paintings, wasn't it, they used to do. Battle of Queenston Heights, look at that. Brutal. Off with their heads. Well, banishment to the United States. Whoops. Weapons of War, 1812. Look at them. Tomahawk. So it was a universal tool and weapon used by all sides in 1812. You can see there's a big... There we go. Light cavalry sabre. Very effective slashing weapon. Jesus. Of course, at Fort George and Fort Erie, they do a lot of reenactments, which is pretty cool to see. If you're ever in the area, make the trip out and check out the enactments. Hall of Remembrance.
Great grandfather of your C7, C8. It's all welded up. There's your C7, C8. Wow. That is an AR-10. That's your grandfather. That's the original. And that's your 308, 762.
So they have basically separated the rooms with the different points of military history. And this, of course, as you just saw, is the naval room. Lisbon. There is a lot to see and read in this museum. So I would definitely recommend, even if you're seeing this video, to come and check it out for yourself. There are some stories. Some real exhibits, i.e. belonged to the soldiers and the sailors. You can see some of their paperwork with kind of stuff donated by families who want the stories of their loved ones known. Navy trade badges. Some of the uniforms donated by families as well, they're not all replicas. This. There we go. So this room came into existence because of this lady. She helped the museum get this part up and running, Black History part. Equally as important, isn't it? So it just gives different stories of the different people, like David Gibson Johnson. Wow, that's all him. My goodness. Jeez. So he was 16 at the time he enlisted. And he turned 17 as he crossed the international date line. Oh my goodness, so young. That's him there, look. They're all Johnsons, look. Wow. There is so much interesting history in here. So in 1917, conscription became law and included black men who had tried to enlist only 2 years earlier and experienced rejection. Wow. James Grant. Look at that. So James Grant was the first black Canadian to be awarded the military medal in the First World War. And John Bright, he was the second black Canadian to be awarded the military medal in the First World War. Heroes, all of them. All of them. James and John. Look at that. War artists. And they're saying, could that soldier be James Grant? I guess it could. Killed in action. Edward Smith. Oh, St. Catherine's, look at that. Wow. Trophy of war. I don't know if you can see.
Size of a U.S. militia battle flag. Okay? And they did it, and here's the other side.
Wow.
Okay?
Wow.
So it was captured by the 2nd Lincoln Militia, and their successor is the local Lincoln and Welland Regiment. The original was painted on silk. Okay? This is painted on more of a cotton polyester.
There's loads of different brands. I love seeing the old photographs. So, the museum is a work in progress. They're adding things to it all the time and sorting things out. Definitely worth visiting a few times. He is him. And they are his uniforms. Pretty cool, eh? Wow, look at them. I don't know if you're going to be able to read that, but a lot of this stuff has been dug up from the ground, effectively, some of it. They have some information at the side of these cabinets so that you'll know what you're looking at, and obviously the corresponding numbers will tell you about it. Wow. Sorry about the lights, guys, but the Fenian raids. Got lots of medals here on show. Major C. Chuck Hovey. His medals there, like World War One, World War Two. I think World War Two. Oh. And this will be his uniforms. Like, look at this Victorian era artillery helmet plates. Can you see that? They're pretty cool, especially that one. Uniforms of Leonard Marshall Selwyn. This is the army room. Tank periscope. So this is trench art. So basically made by the soldiers in the trenches. Well, it was manufactured by both soldiers and civilians from shell casings, bullets, shrapnel, miscellaneous battlefield debris. Pretty cool, some of this. Take you closer. Go there off a little bit. Wow. This is scary stuff. So these are originals, restored. They came quite damaged, especially that one. They did the best they could with it to repair some of it. The dragoons. So the 25th Branch Dragoons were formed on April 1st, 1909. So they were used to tether horses, so their legs would go in by either one of those so they don't run away, because horses were used to move the cannons and would run away when they were approached to get them ready for work. So they tethered their front hooves with that, stop them running away. We don't often speak about the animals of war, do we? Like the four-legged kind, or the birds that were used. This chap, that's him at the back. Donated by the family, or by the soldier, or by him, to be fair. Dennis Morton. Wow. So you can come and wander around by yourself. John Babcock. That's him at the back. Wow. Or, like I did, Jim showed me around, and he knows all the history of a lot of this stuff and can talk about what some of the people and about some of the exhibits. He's well worth it. He's very knowledgeable. So Jim, if you ever get to see this video, thank you so much. I appreciate you showing me around and giving me the input. And so much information, guys. I'm not going to remember to tell you all. I'm just here to show you the museum. If you want to learn about it, come along. But absolutely sure, because the building is so historic, isn't it? Scouts. They did this. They put this one together. Oh, it's changed over the years, eh? Pretty cool. It's the Air Force. Spitfire Kev, this one's for you. Look at that, propellers. Yellow birch. So there you were, wasn't it? Little models, these are all working models. Like they fly. They won't fly them because I don't want them to get damaged, but... So this one dated back to 1943. There's the info. And this model contains a little, I don't know if you can see the little guy in the cockpit there. It's Johnny Johnson from Norwich in the UK. There, look at that. That's a pretty cool model. I can't really get a good view of it through the glass, but pretty awesome. Robert Victor Bracken. Wrote that book. Here you go, Top Gun Johnny Johnson, notched up record 38 kills, Royal Air Force veteran, was World War II fighter ace. Oh. Oh. That's him there with his doggy. Johnny Johnson. There's so much gear here that it's still they've got limited space, haven't they? But I don't know what's upstairs. Wow. That's an original map that has sat on a pilot's knee during the war. World War II Allied bomber pilot's flight plan with course and pilot's personal flight plan notes. So definitely some interesting stories.
You had the government pattern, okay, and then the East India Company ordered their pattern to be made, which is slightly cheaper than the government pattern, okay, as far as wood and other things. So when they were fighting Napoleon, they needed lots and lots of guns, hundreds of thousands. So they got some from the East India Company, the government pattern brown vest, just a little bit cheaper wood and things like that. And that makes it like a chicken coop and egg on the lake.
And Stella's wedding dress. Look at that. They've got that. She married him in Ireland. Reginald Myers. So he was a leading aircraftsman stationed in Innsworth, England.
No, they were all later than, well, let's see, Roger, okay? So it's a regress, it's not very good. Pull it up. Okay. So, you know, I don't even know if it's sharp. It's quite heavy.
So John Unger, that's him there. So he obviously died in the... Yeah, getting these letters during the war, that must have been flipping awful. I can't imagine. I'm hoping that you weren't the ones that got the letter like that as a family.
Where did you find those?
These ones are available for sale a lot of places. Because they're reproduction. This is a really good reproduction, made in India. And this is your 1908 cavalry saber. If you watch the movie War Horse, you'll see them. This is what they were carrying when they attacked the German camp. Okay. And that's still the one they carry. Yeah. Did you look at the horse guards and all that? It's sort of a thing. Officers can buy
There's Stella and Reginald.
from WKC, Waterford Kirschburn Company. But that one's so well made, that could be issued to a trooper.
Really?
Yeah. Even though it's got World War I markings. So your final cavalry saber is a long, straight stabbing weapon. The stabbing moves are that. It's got a quite a good handguard. I did have one where this was coated with leather, both sides in and out. So if you're in India and this thing's getting heated up, it's you don't burn your hand.
Wilfred.
But that's what troopers carry to this day. This is pattern 1908. It's the last in the
Wilfred,
class of the
his wife.
cavalry sabers. And they're long enough that you can reach the ground. From a horse, you can't hide. And this means it's carried on your saddle. If you have a ring here and a ring here,
And Edith. That's the wife's name, Edith.
they're always carrying their swords.
Awesome.
If you're walking, you'll drag on the ground because these hangers are too long.
Awesome.
But not if you're sitting on a horse.
Afghanistan mission. There's definitely a lot to see and read here if you're into military history. This is a good place to come. I'm pretty sure I've already been here over an hour and a half. Not sure what the time is right now, but I arrived when it opened at 11. So Canada's Afghanistan losses. Rest in peace, soldiers, rest in peace. It's quite sweet, look at this. It's nice. That's the history of it. There you go, guys, look at this. This is the entrance here. Such a historic building. I think I've already showed this as we walked in. There's some books and stuff. So there's like a gift shop wherever you go. Lots of leaflets. I'll pick some of them up. Information sheets.
How tall, how big is it?
Eh?
How tall is it?
Well, whatever handle you put on. I put on a shovel handle,
Okay.
okay? Like a hickory
Yeah.
shovel handle. Very tough,
Yeah.
very maneuverable. Yeah. And it has two long edges. And it was made by hand, and it's perfect. It's just astonishing, the workmanship in some of these old pieces. Like, I was in an Irish museum in Dublin, and they had the gold bracelets, eh?
Yeah.
They're perfect.
Yeah.
You know, you look at this stuff. Wow.
See how they make it back in the house?
Yeah. Now, you know why? There's all kinds of reasons why they made these bayonets like this, these triangular bayonets, okay? The wounds and all that, follow me. This is the simplest shape to make. Okay? Rather than a blade or anything like that, what you have is your anvil, and you put two round bars down on a jig.
Okay.
You take your rod of iron or steel, put it between those two, hammer it down, and you immediately get the shape and those quickly. Then you take and bend it and weld it onto this socket, which is welded around a mandrel. They're perfect. Because that's all these guys did.
That's it, all day, every day, right?
All day, every day.
Yeah.
They were blacks and then, see, you can't see the weld from Civil War.
Yeah, like, wasn't it against the Union and the rebels?
Yeah, the North versus South, yes.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
first revolver.
Hmm?
It wasn't a revolt.
Went up and went down. To bite open the cartridge. Take the cartridge, 6 feet high, 200 feet long. Close order, everything's standing right together.
Right.
You put powder,
Okay.
your ball on
Sorry,
top,
I thought it was.
and if you're smart, where the ball is, you cover that with grease. Because when you fire it, if you get this spark close to that one, you get it goes off too.
Oh, good.
You get a chain fire.
Yep, that's
Mhm.
great.
So oftentimes they'll put, now, these, you can take the cylinder out. So some guys will carry a couple of pistols and maybe 4 spare cylinders.
Oh, there
So you pop the cylinder out,
Right.
put it in your pocket, take a loader gun, put it in, you got 6 more shots.
An early clip.
Yeah. Now these guys here, okay, this was originally a muzzle loader. Okay? So to get more time out of your weapons, you take this muzzle loader, you chop this end off.
Wow. So cool, they've got stuff like this on show. Round Bess. Wow.
Shillings, pennies. Okay?
Imagine back in the day, the hustle and bustle of this building. Recruits, training, sending them off to fight. Wow. All from here. Such a historic building now. So the museum is just housed on the ground floor. And upstairs would be where the officers and the soldiers spent time, held meetings, ate food, slept.
Where the cadets are, there's really no museum up here, okay? But a lot of this is still 1911.
Wow.
Fortunately, D&D never had time to destroy it. Okay? So this is our, the police forces have messes.
No, not so much, no, not so much.
Okay, well, military does, especially the army and that. So this is what they call a combined mess. So you have officers, sergeants and warrants, and other ranks. And this was artillery.
Wow.
They don't like that because it's not good to mix disparate ranks and alcohol.
Okay.
And this is where people do their business. Who gets a promotion? Who's a dickhead? Blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they don't like, they'd rather have officers, sergeants, and warrants and other ranks separate. But this is a combined mess. Okay?
And this is original, is it?
A lot of it, yeah. The colors maybe not, but a lot of the woodwork and such will be. But I'll show you another one that's really original. Okay. So this is the officers' dining room. So when they have a dining in, this is where they would be. Okay. So you
Yeah.
had a bookcase here full of books and such.
Yeah.
Okay. So this would be the officers. We put up the chandeliers.
Nice.
But they would have something like that perhaps, okay? Messes are decorated by the mess.
Right,
If you
yeah.
want to change the light fixtures and that, you can.
Yeah.
So this is the dining room. Okay. Then this is the officer's anteroom. At one time there was a bar here. This is the officer's washroom. Okay, there. Main floor is sergeants and warrants washroom. Other ranks is in the basement.
Right, okay.
Okay. This was the officer's cloakroom. And this was the officer's mess. And it is still 1911. When they redo them, what comes out is an abomination. They redo them in white oak and that. And it's just, oh, I just cry.
Yeah.
I've seen a few of them that have been renovated.
Yeah. Wow, this is awesome.
So this is the pattern. If you go into an old armory in Canada, this is what should be there for the officers' mess. Okay, and they got their own different chandeliers, eh? Mm-hmm.
Wow. They're not going to change all this, are they?
Oh God, no. No.
Are you going to open this up as part of the museum?
We keep, not really.
No?
No, because this is still usable space.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
But this is 1911. Okay?
Wow.
And
Queen.
behind it was the caretaker's apartment. Okay? There's the Queen. Oh, I gotta get a good big picture of Chuck. All they've got is small ones out, eh? We gotta get a nice big one like that.
No, leave the Queen up there.
Yeah, we could. And then there's your dinner gong with artillery crest and Lincoln and Welland. Now, they really didn't talk to each other much, so I don't know that it was ever used.
Right.
Okay? And then through here with the gym, this was the caretaker's apartment.
Wow.
There's his kitchen. This was the living room with 2 bedrooms, and that was their washroom. Okay?
That's a fairly big apartment, isn't it?
And the last, there's a fair sized office in there and a couple of good sized bedrooms.
Wow.
The Foresters were the last ones in here, and when they left, it was turned into offices.
Right.
Okay, we have an office with the stage. Okay, and another office. And this is the parade square, and it's still 1911.
Wow.
The only thing that's changed is the color.
Wow, look at this.
Yeah, we have, that's William Haku. He moved and he didn't have room for that, so he left it here. This is a modern reconstruction of a 6-pounder carriage. 6-pounder War of 1812 up to about 1860 gun. The barrel, this is actually wood.
Yeah.
Okay, William is a cabinet maker. Okay?
Wow.
He worked for a company here that made, the cheapest door they made was $10,000.
Nice.
Okay? Now, if you had a mansion and you wanted windows and doors, you would go to Trade Woods in St. Catharines.
Go him.
Yeah. They
Wow.
made doors for a place in Hawaii, a Four Seasons hotel in Hawaii.
Yeah.
The bonus was a 6-figure thing for getting it delivered on time. Okay,
Wow.
so this is, these wheels need iron on them. It's just wood right now.
So hence the reason it's indoors and not outdoors then.
That's right. And a lot of it, like this should be a big chunk of wood. It's actually made up out of pieces filled with styrofoam.
Oh, okay.
Okay? And that's a wooden barrel. This would be either a 6-pounder or a 9-pounder.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. See, the wheels are dished. See, the wheels got a dish to them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And the axles have the proper angle. So when you turn corners, this is actually vertical to the ground. And it helps with the different inward forces, eh?
Wow.
This is how you build a wheel. And there's a lot of science behind wheels. Wooden wheels. It's shocking, but there are a tremendous amount of science behind wooden wheels. So your gunners could ride there and there and there and there, but this is your limber. So it would have some ammunition with it. Now a crew for this would be at least 15 men. Because on here, you would put ropes.
Right.
And in action, the rope men, the draggers, would be dragging this through and they'd be repositioning it during the battle. Okay? Because this is your long-range weapon, because your muskets are only good to 50 meters or 50 yards.
Of course, yeah, of course.
Okay, rifles different, but yeah, so you'd be pulling this around to where it was needed on the battlefield.
Hence the reason you need 15 crew members on there, no?
That's right, you got people, and you have to have redundancy for casualties.
Wow.
Okay? Yeah, the only metal ones you had would be in the garrison.
Right.
They would have a cast iron garrison carriage that looked like Navy, little low one.
Yeah.
Little wheels.
Awesome.
See, there's some bigger pictures of us from 2016.
Oh, look at that. Wow. Amazing. Amazing. Thank you for bringing me up.
Yeah. So like I said, this is a mini fortress. So the only open ground is up here on the parade square on the 2nd floor.
Yeah. Awesome.
So if I sandbag the foyers, the basement windows
Yeah.
are set up for machine guns. They're actually a fire step.
Wow.
With a slant, you've got the window,
Yeah.
and the slant, so you can put a machine gun out the window.
There you have it, guys. That's the museum. I can't believe how long I've been here. I arrived here just after 11 a.m, about 10 past 11. It's now 20 past 3. Wow. so much to see in there, and as you saw, I got a little behind the scenes tour, so I got to go upstairs with Jim. Jim, again, mate, thank you so much. That was really awesome. Your knowledge is just astounding, and I'll definitely be back. Guys, it's free entry. They just ask for donations, and if you're lucky enough to get Jim to give you a tour, well, you're gonna really have fun. But it's donations. So I'm going to turn the camera around. So back this way, back that way is the main tourist part, Clifton Hill and everything else. It's a fair way coming down here to the museum. But man, it's worth it. Please, 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 if you're in Niagara Falls, come to the military museum, show them some support, give them a little donation, excuse me, and come and have a look around. Let's keep this place open. Jim's a volunteer. They don't get paid for being here. That's absolutely amazing, and there's not many places that you can go into free and just leave a donation, you know, and that donation can be anything you can afford, but please come and do it. So thanks ever so much for watching. I appreciate you. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. It's windy today. I'm not going to ask you to subscribe, because if you want to, you'll do that anyway. But please, 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 just give it a bit of a thumbs up for me, and that would be awesome. Cheers guys, take care.